We're going to take a closer look at this now with Ariana Delawari. She's a musician, filmmaker, and activist based in Los Angeles. Ariana, appreciate your time. The Taliban has said women can still be active members of society as long as they wear a hijab. Do you believe this group will actually keep that promise?
Not at all. That is not true at all. In the middle of the peace talks, they bombed a girls' school and almost 100 girls were murdered. All of this was going on through the peace talks, all of the Taliban activity. None of the world leaders cared. I'm not even going to point a finger because none of them cared. It continued. It was tolerated. There were only 4 women allowed to finally be at the negotiating table. And this is an atrocity that is the responsibility of the entire world. And it is really the account. Everybody's accountable for what has happened to the women and girls of Afghanistan.
Do you feel betrayed by the international community, especially America?
I am beyond betrayed. Not only am I Afghan American, but I started to travel to Afghanistan in 2002 when my parents moved back to be part of the reconstruction of the country. My father was one of the key people who rebuilt the banking system of Afghanistan. He hired 50% women in 2002. I met all of the women. I was there when people were flying kites in the street again, when they could wear what they want, when there was so much hope. And more than what we did or anything, I watched a generation of young Afghans rebuild their country from the ashes of war. I watched their hope. I visited the little children in their schools, and I watched them grow to 20 years old and become entrepreneurs. One of the women that I'm talking to on this chat makes $2 million a year because she's a self-made entrepreneur. She has her own business, and everything was taken away in a few weeks. They were completely neglected. Their voices weren't heard by the media. And a few businessmen sit around a table, don't invite the women, and sold the country. Now, the women say, in their words, America sold Afghanistan to Pakistan. Now, the women say in their words, I am disappointed, very disappointed in women in power, women in government, and women in media. The women say, I don't think Afghanistan can trust foreigners again. The women say, we've been massively let down. It's still difficult to comprehend. They say, don't let this happen so easily. The world really played a bad game with us. They say, I wouldn't hesitate to speak if I was sure I would make a difference, but it doesn't. They're petrified, and they're begging me and a friend to get their words out, and they're begging to like leave because they're so scared. One of the women on the chat said, let me be honest. I'm trying to be strong, but I can't. I can't breathe. I can't trust anyone. I am going to kill myself if they come to Kabul, which they made it to Kabul. This is the last thing I can do for myself. I will write and I'll fight till the end of this line. How do you think I feel? I watched them. I went to their schools when they were children. You know, I was there as an Afghan American. I have a huge responsibility. The fact that my voice is the voice you're talking to and that people are listening to me. I went and I met these children. I saw their eyes full of hope. They built their country and it was taken from them. This isn't fair. This isn't okay. And we cannot let it happen. Now, I don't have an answer to how, but the whole world has to come together and stop the Taliban from taking Afghanistan their rights. I don't know how.
Ariana, you've obviously been in conversation. I mean, these women are still talking to you at the moment. What are they saying about what they think their lives are going to look like now and going forward with the Taliban in charge?
They're horrified. They watched that. I mean, these are women who got educations. I went to their graduation at American University. 50% of the women, all in honor students, wearing whatever they wanted, full of life. They all have businesses. You know, the Taliban, when they took over Herat, they went to the university and forced all of the female students and professors out of the university. They shot a woman to death in another province for what she was wearing. This is the other day. They went into banks with guns and forced any woman working in the bank to leave with a male escort from their family. There's supposed to be a stoning of a woman today or tomorrow. I mean, they are watching this horrified. They're so scared. You should see the text that I'm getting. It's all day long, and it is full of tears. I get voice memos. They're petrified.
Yeah, you talk about watching this in horror, and I can speak for myself as a woman in media, watching what's going on. It's so difficult to imagine what it must be like to be there. And for you as an Afghan American to watch this play out in your country, a country you speak about rebuilding. On Twitter, you call on people to, and I quote, use your voice, it's powerful. What are you calling on people to do? What action do you want to see?
I want this world to face the accountability, collective accountability of what has happened. And I want this world to come up with solutions together. Taliban is not legitimate. It is not okay that they're in power. They cannot take Afghanistan. They cannot. I will not let it. Okay? And I cannot watch my sisters lose their rights. And I have to say, as an Afghan American who went there, who watched my parents dedicate 13 years of their lives, I'm an artist. Not only did I make a lot of art there, but I also was among a community of artists bringing art back to Afghanistan. And so I was part of that. We were all part of that. And that's a promise I made. Anytime I'm interacting with them as an Afghan American representing this land over there, that's like a promise without being said. So I have to use my voice right now to tell the world I saw with my eyes all that was rebuilt. I saw these incredible, incredible children grow up, use their education, phenomenal achievements. I don't know why the media did not show these phenomenal achievements. It went from 0 girls to school to over 7 million girls to school. From 2001, 0 to 2015, 7 million. I mean, why doesn't the world know? I can't go into I'm not going to dissect all of the media of why that information wasn't, I don't know, able to be sold or something, because it's not crisis information. But I watched it all. I watched it come to life, and it gave me so much pride, so much hope. And I'm so proud of them. I owe them to save the world. We have over 7 billion people on the planet. There are innovations, there are ways. And the Muslim world can get involved. They've been silent. I don't understand what's up with that. But the neighboring countries like Pakistan and Iran, they can get involved with not funding terrorists that are coming over the border. And the United States should stop giving them money to do that. And all of us should be involved in stopping the funding of terrorists. And the Muslim world should be involved in educating. And the rest of the world has to be involved in not intervening and then abandoning people and just leaving a power vacuum so that the worst nightmare emerged. And it's not bipartisan. Trump started the deal, it's his fault, and Biden left them, and it's his fault. It is both of their faults. And the Afghan leaders who let them have this round table with only 4 women in the room when it wasn't going to affect their lives, that's not right either. And, you know, the Pakistani leadership, like legitimizing, oh, great, the Taliban and China's having, everybody's legitimizing them. What's going on, guys? Come on.
Well, hopefully that is, Ariana, I'm afraid we have run out of time, but hopefully your pleas will be heard and the world will pay attention to what's happening to the rights of women and girls in Afghanistan. Thank you so much for your time. Live to us there from Los Angeles.